Man, if there was something equivalent to the Snyder Cut for the Amazing Spider-Man 2, what would it be like? Would it be called the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Marc Web Cut, or the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Cut? It's TASM time! Hello everyone, I'm Sword Caliber 687, and today I'm going to talk about what I want for the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Editor's Cut, or the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Director's Cut. I know somebody's going to say, but Sword, why you want an Amazing Spider-Man 2's Editor's Cut anyway? Well, the whole reason why I want it, because I saw the Amazing Spider-Man 2's deleted scenes. For me, I want to see the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Editor's Cut out of deep curiosity. If it's good, it'd be really awesome. If it's bad, I just accepted it as a freaking really mediocre movie. Before I get to start this video, like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And anyway, let's begin the video. The whole reason why I want an Amazing Spider-Man 2's Editor's Cut is there are scenes in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that got completely scrapped out of the movie. They don't even count as deleted scenes. What is crazy about these specific scenes is they could have made the movie better, or they could have made the movie worse. I'm going to talk about an example of some of the scenes that got scrapped out of the movie. One of the scenes I'm talking about is Shailene Woodley as Mary Jane, and she got completely scrapped out of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 by Sony. The whole reason why I think Mary Jane is a part of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is to have a love triangle between the three of them, Peter Parker, Mary Jane, and Gwen Stacy. Looking at the photos, I think that was going to be the case for the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I don't really know because there's not enough evidence for these pictures. Another scrap scene for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 would be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man versus Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin, and the outcome would have been completely different of what we saw for the Amazing Spider-Man 2. The scene was after Gwen Stacy died, Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin was laughing at Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man became so angry that he beated Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin so senselessly to a bloody pulp. I would have to say this about this scene. This scene would have been awesome to be in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But can you all guess why this scene got scrapped in the Amazing Spider-Man 2? Can you guess? I'll give you your timer for 5 seconds. Do 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 do. Well, the timer's over. I just had to give you the answer. The whole reason why that scene got completely scrapped, all because Sony think it was too violent for the kids to see in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I would have to say this, Sony, that's completely stupid why you cut out that scene for the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Kids couldn't handle that scene. If Sony kept that scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2, the scene would remind me how frickin' Spider-Man beated the Goblin senselessly in the comic books. What happens is Gwen Stacy dies from falling off the Brooklyn Bridge, all because the Green Goblin pushed her off the Brooklyn Bridge. And Spider-Man tried to save Gwen Stacy by using his web, but what happens is he accidentally snapped her neck. Spider-Man was so angry to the point that he wanted to kill the Goblin, all because he was the one that pushed her off the bridge. And Spider-Man wanted to beat the Goblin senselessly to death. If I saw that scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2 of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man beating the Goblin so viciously, it would be awesome to see in that movie. I would be like, man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was completely rushed, but that fight scene with the Green Goblin is completely awesome. Sony, if kids can handle Tom Holland beating the Green Goblin senselessly in No Way Home, they could have handled that scene of frickin' Andrew Garfield beating the Green Goblin senselessly. For the Amazing Spider-Man 2's Director's Cut, you should make it as long as you want, Sony. For example, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Why Zack Snyder's Justice League is so special is because Zack Snyder told the story that he wanted to tell for his characters, and the movie didn't really completely rush or backside a lot of the characters for that movie. Because of that, the movie did so well. Because of this, it did so well on HBO Max, and the movie is still doing high amount of numbers for HBO Max. Sony, imagine the Amazing Spider-Man 2 the Marc Web Cut doing so well on Netflix, Hulu, and Disney+. You can make a lot of money from releasing the Amazing Spider-Man 2 on all of the streaming sites. A couple of weeks ago, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 was trending on Netflix all because people wanted to see it. I would think that Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Marc Web cut, would do so well on Netflix too. If you promote TASM2's the director's cut right, you can make tons of money with that movie. Do you know what would be really cool? If a lot of fans give a lot of fan support for TASM2's the director's cut. I would try to say things for TASM2 the editor's cuts might happen one day, but it's not going to happen immediately. Hey, at least people are not going to try to make a meme for releasing the TASM2 director's cut. Like, it's TASM2 time, or I am not the werewolf 2. Anyway, I'm going to get back to talking to TASM2's the director's cut. What do I want to see for TASM2 the director's cut? It's Paul Giamatti's Rhino to have a lot more screen time. Paul Giamatti's Rhino was shown way in the very beginning of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and towards the end of the movie. I would try to say he wasn't really built up that much as a character for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and like the final battle, he finally becomes Rhino towards the end of the movie. The thing that sucks is you really never see the final battle between Andrew Garfield and the Rhino. If you saw TASM2, you didn't really feel anything for Paul Giamatti's Rhino, all because he's just a side character for that movie, and he didn't really accomplish anything at all for that movie. Paul Giamatti's Rhino was only there just to be a joke for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, nothing more. Sony should start to film a few additional scenes for Paul Giamatti's Rhino and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man fighting. It'd be really cool to see in that movie. Movie clips that I want them to get rid of in The Amazing Spider-Man 2's director's cut is Peter's dad is still alive somewhere, but he just reveals himself towards the end of the movie to Peter Parker. This scene is really dumb because it would just ruin Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man as a character from him trying to move on from his father's death. And for my personal opinion, they should not really have Peter Parker's dad to be alive in Spider-Man comic books, all because it just ruined Peter Parker as a character. Bringing back Peter's dad in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 would be really stupid, so Sony, do not add that in there. I would like The Amazing Spider-Man 2's director's cut is to add a few additional scenes for Jamie Foxx's Electro. I like the deleted scene for Jamie Foxx's Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he's trying to help out his mom, but his mom just sees him as a nuisance and inferior to her. Adding some of these scenes for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for Jamie Foxx's Electro will make it a bit relatable, but it won't be perfect. Adding a few additional scenes for Jamie Foxx's character won't change the fact before he became Electro, he became that weird, socially awkward weirdo, but it would try to make the movie a lot more tolerable for his character. I'm done talking about Jamie Foxx's Electro. Now I'm gonna try to transition to the elephant of the room, Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin. I don't know if filming a few additional scenes for Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin can fix his character. It's all because I feel like his scenes are already done, and there's nothing you can do to improve his character from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think the only thing that Sony would do is to bring back Dane DeHaan as the Green Goblin and film small additional scenes for his character in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and that's it. One of my ideas to add a small additional scene for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is to show how bad the Goblin disease or the Osborn disease is killing Harry. The scene I'm trying to suggest for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 can bring a lot of impact for Harry's character and can show how bad the disease is slowly affecting his mind and his psyche. It can make you feel relatable to the character Harry Osborn if the disease is just freaking slowly affecting his body. Like, one example is him not moving his body, or he's just feeling numb for the moment, or he's just coughing out blood or something. Because of this happening to Harry Osborn, it would make it a lot more better, all because you can just relate to somebody who's trying to save their life no matter what, even if they're dying. The dialogue between Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin and Spider-Man would make a lot more sense when Harry said, "You are a fraud, Spider-Man! A fraud! Ugh!" Think about it. Imagine you're Harry, and he already knows that Peter is Spider-Man, but he's not doing whatever it takes just to help out his best friend. Because of this, Harry just feels so frustrated and so enraged, but he feels like there's nothing he can do. I would like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Web Cut, to end at frickin' Peter is just frickin' crying over Gwen Stacy's death, and he can't get over Gwen Stacy's death. The reason why I wanted the ending to be like this, all because it can tie in with Spider-Man No Way Home, when Andrew Garfield said he became a rageful, bitter Spider-Man. My idea for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 director's cut could leave a lot of interpretation for the ending for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Whether he can just freaking get over Gwen Stacy, or he chooses to be Spider-Man again. I don't think I have anything else to say. It's all because I think I said everything I want for the Amazing Spider-Man 2's editor's cut. I will end the video right now. Thank you for watching my video. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And bye, everyone.